Hey everybody, this is Mo. I wanted to come to you today to ask a simple question. Are you made for this? Now, if any of you have ever heard me tell my story, you know I say that I was destined for this business. Prior to joining It Works, I was never on social media at all. No Facebook, no Instagram. I know it's weird, but I wasn't. So to see this before and after picture or this opportunity come across my timeline literally the day after I set up an account, I knew I was destined for this business. Now, being that I've had several other business ventures that have failed miserably, the Mary Kay, the life insurance, the prepaid legal, literally I gave up on those things before even getting started. And today I want to make sure that you guys aren't giving up on this blessing, before you really even get started. So I want to say, first and foremost, the first thing that you're going to have to do is prepare your mind spiritually. Ask that question. Is this something that you were destined for? Because obviously I wasn't destined for Mary Kay, life insurance, or prepaid legal, so I quit on them. So I want you to ask yourself that question. Were you destined for this business? Is this something that's supposed to be a part of your walk? Ask yourself that question and really, really do some serious soul searching. Because if it's not, I advise people to go ahead and cancel your account now. And I'm going to point out something real quick. Go to your chat right now. I'm logging on. Go to your chat, to my downline, and if you look at the members, it's showing that we have 297 distributors that are physically in this chat. Now I want you to click on that 297. Scroll down and start counting all the people that you see that little red mute button. Go ahead and count. And I want you to post that number in the chat. To me, those are people who are not engaged in the business. True indeed, you may have some that have muted the chat, for work purposes. But the moment you leave work, you need to unmute this chat. Because this right here is showing me you're not serious about It Works. You're not serious about changing your life. Because I'm going to tell you this. I never once muted this chat. Never once muted any chat that I've been a part of with my upline. And part of the reason that I never muted the chat is because I never wanted to miss anything. And to know my story, I've worked the 2 full-time jobs and, barely had enough sleep. And even in the pharmacy industry, with me working in a nuclear pharmacy or early morning hours, and then in a classroom, teaching, I would just leave my phone in my office. And then the moment my class was over, I was back trying to check to see what was going on, see which new members came into the chat, to see what calls were posted. That was me being engaged in my business. Why? Because I was destined for this. Why? Because I believed it would change my life. 19 months in this business, I went from living check to check, literally, and John and I are very transparent, literally living check to check, to now, being able to be very, very, very comfortable, in our living situation. So I just want to encourage everybody, if you're serious about this business, please be engaged. For all of the new distributors that have just come in, this chat is your lifeline. I promise you. I ran my business strictly off my phone for over a year. Up until, I guess, maybe 5 months ago was when I bought my first iPad, my tablet. Everything else came from here. Up until 2 months ago is the first time that I've gotten a desktop. So when I tell you, it's all about how engaged you are, how much you really, really, really want to succeed at this business. You're going to find a way. So that's the first thing that I'm going to lead off with, because if you're not destined for this business, you're not going to have the passion for it. And I can clearly see that there are lots of people in the chat that don't have the passion for this business. You listen to the stories, it sounds good, we get you hyped up for the moment, and then the next day we don't hear from you. Or the next 2 days we don't hear from you. No one should have to self-motivate you to work this business. If you really, really want it, it's all on you. So ask yourself that question today. Pray on it. Declare it. You need to find out if you are destined for this business. The next thing I wanted to talk about is mentally preparing yourself for this business. How many of you are actually reading books to feed your mind? How many of you are going to read The Beach Money, The 4-Hour Work Week, GoPro, Steve Harvey's new book? You know, any book that's actually going to feed you with tips on how to work a network marketing business. Are you actually doing that? You know, I've downloaded, Lord, probably over 50 books now that I'm reading, and I'm working on me. Every day it's a process. I will tell you, by no means am I perfect, but I know how bad I want this business to change me and my family's life. I'm just getting started. I'm not done, you guys. And I hope that you guys have the same mentality, you know, that the leaders on the team have. Because we want it, and I think we kind of fall in a trap sometimes of wanting it more for you guys than you actually want it for yourselves. So I want you guys to mentally prepare yourselves. Start reading these books, you know, take notes, you know, bring it to the chat, because we learn from one another. We feed off of one another. You know, I want you guys to stay in your eSuite. There's nothing wrong with looking at those training videos again. You know, I watch them at least once a month. And I can promise you there's always something new that I'm going to take away from that training video. Last night on our call, we talked about, you know, things we wish we would have known when we joined It Works. You guys, It Works is the only company that gives you a roadmap. It's in your eSuites. Please utilize that. It's there to help you every step of the way. So those trainings, getting on the calls, you guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have followed the lead of successful people in this business. The lead that I am following, I'm bringing it right back to you. Although we have our own team secrets and our ways that we do things, there's little things that we're pulling from other leaders. What's going to work, you know, what's worked for them. We're trying it out, you guys. This is still a learning process for a lot of us in this business, but I promise you, it's all about the knowledge base. You guys have to feed your minds spiritually and mentally, you know. And then let's talk about the emotional side of this. Now, I'm going to tell you, for me, I'm very passionate about It Works because I'm a walking, living, breathing testament. And some of you are still creating, still writing your stories. But what's holding you back? You know, a lot of you have allowed your whys to become your why not. A lot of you have allowed life situations to consume you to the point where you kind of throw that blessing to the side. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'm a very transparent person. I'm going through something so deep in my life right now, and it breaks me every time I think about it. And I'll try not to get emotional, but y'all know me. And it breaks me every time I think about it. And at the same time, not once have I thought about not posting on my pages. Not once have I thought about not getting on a team call with you guys. Not once have I thought about not coming in the chat. Last week, if you noticed, when I came in that chat and I said, you guys, I had a family emergency. Oh, it truly is a family emergency. But at the same time, I had to pray about it, give it to God, and get back to business, because that's what this is. If I allowed my why to be my why not, I would still be soaking and consumed with what's going on in my family life. You guys have to be bigger than that. You have to be hungrier than that. You have to want this so bad that you won't allow anything to get in the way of you changing you and your family's lives. Think about those of you who have college tuition to pay for. Think of you who, the ones on the team who have daycare to pay for. Think of those on the team who have, you know, a sick parent that they have to care for. It Works is going to give you the financial stability to do that. Stop giving up so easy, you guys. I'm sick and tired of having the same conversation with the same people about your why being your why not. I have watched it. I have seen it. I have seen so many of you just disengage yourself with what's going on. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm getting ready to go through the chat and I'm finna clean house. And reason being, I want hungry people on this team. I want people who want this so bad they can't even breathe. I want people on this team that is so pumped up, so self-motivated, so daggone hungry for this. You know, this is all you think about. I'm not saying that it works is something that has to be to the point where you forget about, feeding your kids, or you forget about, going to work or taking a shower. But at the same time, when you do your day-to-day activities, you guys, always incorporate your business. Do you see this? This is me. You will never see me without black, green, or bling on. That's my reality. So I'm asking you, what is your reality? It's time to prepare your mind. It's time to prepare your spirit. You guys have to really do some soul searching. If this is what you want, stop making excuses and go for it. I sat there and I listened yesterday to a recording from T.D. Jakes. And he did this, I guess it was kind of like a skit. And he talked about you being in the car and you having that GPS system on, and say the GPS tell you that you have to go down the road for 8 miles, right? So you're driving and you're driving and you're driving, and then all of a sudden you get paranoid because the GPS isn't talking to you anymore. So you're still driving, but then you kind of veer off because you kind of second guess yourself, And what does the GPS tell you? Make a U-turn here. Get back on this road. I can promise you, a lot of you, this is your destiny, but you're self-sabotaging yourself. You've made that right turn or that left turn and have gotten off the path that God has already predestined for you. I'm just so sick and tired, you guys. Really, I am. And I don't mean to beat most of you, but this is a self-check that I do myself on a time-to-time basis, But this is a self-check that I want you guys to really do. If you really, really want this business, stay on the path. Get on these calls. Watch your training videos. Talk to your team members. Talk to your upline. We're your support system, you guys. It's nothing like being around like-minded people. These corporate events, stay plugged in. The one team, one missions, you guys, please get there no matter what. The green carpets, please get there no matter what. Limelight, get there no matter what. Whatever you have to do, be there. Whatever you have to sacrifice, you sacrifice it. Because ultimately, this is going to set you up for success in the long run. I didn't want to keep you guys long, but I really, really just wanted to kind of shake some of you, because you are missing out on such an amazing blessing by allowing excuses, by allowing life situations to come in and just consume you. Let it go. Give it to God, you guys. I love you all, and I will see you in chat. Let's get ready to take this thing all the way to the top, you guys.